my first MSP I had started, we're getting our first kind of big client, and the CEO, it was actually as chief restructuring officer. We became very good friends after this engagement. But the thing he kept saying at the meeting we first met was, I don't know what I don't know. This was in the middle of he's a restructuring officer, so we're in the middle of this big bankruptcy turnover of I don't know what it was, a 40 or $50 million company, maybe it was less than that, but it was a big deal in this small area. So and it was one of the most well-known imaging companies in the area, and thankfully it worked out for the community. We didn't lose those imaging centers totally, and he did a good job of managing it forward with the court process. But I was involved in the IT process, which they had a absolute nightmare to deal with. So when we came in there as a team, I say I mostly because of the fact that I'm the one that kind of took the responsibility of that account, and really he came to me as like, I want you to run this. And so I was like, okay, I don't normally do that, but he just kept saying, I don't know what I don't know. And there's a little bit of attachments I learned later on from Ray Dalio. It was like, I know there are things I need to know. I just need to figure out how I can get to know them, what I need to know. So there's this sort of this more of stretched version of that. But just not knowing what you don't know, that helps me, because then I know my clients are all like that. And then I'm like that. I'm like going, well, there are absolutely things I need to know that I don't know, that I know I need to know. And then I need to figure out how to get there, to get to that information. So I could probably come up with a cool, creative way to make that sound markety, but it's really helpful to just have that understanding. And so it's not really a piece of advice. It's just, maybe I'm giving it and saying that is a fact. Like, you are in that situation as an owner, as a founder, as an employee, as anyone who is getting things done or need to get things done. That's a real fact of the matter, right? And the other one is just tell the truth. Like that one to me just is really difficult, because as a kid, I grew up in I had a pretty bad background, a pretty rough background in some cases, and so we got around just BSing all the time, and that was how you survived, and it's a sad state, because man, I'll tell you, that's how I got out of that situation in a big way, was just telling the truth, learning to tell the truth. And so that right there has been sort of a moniker in the back of my mind all the time, is like, a filter, hopefully, when I want to bloat something or want to sell something, is it completely and utterly the truth? And that's been, I'm not going to say it's always easy, even now as someone who's been in this game a while. But those are the two pieces.